application ZHB-2021-15 for the expansion of a non-conforming use for the expansion of an underground injection control facility located at 1815 Old Leechburg Road.
I'm going to make a motion, but before I do that, I want to make a comment.
Okay.
I don't like the motion that I'm going to make because I'm like everybody else here. I don't want it in my backyard. But this case was decided back in 2018 in Commonwealth Court because the last time the zoning board turned Penteco down, we were taken to court. And I think it went to Common Pleas first, and then it went to the Commonwealth Court, and the court sent it back, and they ruled against us. So they have already decided that no matter what we rule tonight as a local zoning hearing board, it doesn't matter. This was a formality, and most of us didn't realize that until we got into the executive session. So I am going to make a motion to vote yes on the motion because to do otherwise would be a waste of money to the taxpayers of Plum Borough and to the manpower of Plum Borough because we would be turned over in court anyway. So I have made the motion that we approve the motion for Penteco.
Is there a second?
Yeah, I will second it, and I want to say a couple things too, and this is important. I've lived in Plum for 21 years. I have small children too. I live not far from where this is going to be. This was the hardest vote I've ever had to do on the zoning board. I read a lot about it, spent a lot of time reading, I spent a lot of time listening to my neighbors. I did a lot of homework on this, and if everybody could just respect the fact that I didn't rush into this. I didn't just say A or B. I did a lot of homework on this. I'm not a genius, but I read a lot about it. The fact of the matter is, as was just stated, the fact of the matter is here that we are preempted by federal and state law from putting any exemptions on this law. We are a zoning board in Plum. We're not the Supreme Court, we're not the Commonwealth Court, we don't make the laws. I can't make a law. Whether I like a law or not, I can't make it. My job, my volunteer job, is to make a decision based upon the zoning variances that are in front of me, that's it. So as was stated before, we can't stop this. We can't regulate it, and we can't prevent this expansion. If we were to vote no, it's going to go to court as it went before, and it's going to happen. The fact of the matter is, we don't have a lot of power regarding this. It's just a formality that Penteco has to go through. This is just the 25th step or whatever that they have to go through. And as Mr. Joyce said, in 2018, this law, and this is important, please listen to me, please, everyone listen to me. This was already decided. It was already decided. So what are we doing here? We have to go through it. That's why. That's why we're here. So my voice is only one voice. I don't like it. I don't approve of it. There's too many unanswered questions. I think Penteco could be a better neighbor. I do. I just think you could. And I wish there was more benefit to Plum. You know, why we have to have the largest intrusion well in the state of Pennsylvania? Why here? Put it in Potter County, where nobody lives. You get my point. Plum gets it. Whoopee. And we get a little bit of benefit from it. It's neither here nor there. I don't like it, okay? But please understand that this is what I'm forced to do. So I have to second the motion. That's all.
Mr. Laird, would you like to provide any comment?
I'm voting no. No comments necessary.
Okay, I would like to make a few comments as well. So as it was put forth to us, there is an error in the description that I read initially at the start of this meeting, where it said zoned RR, rural residential, for use by special exception for the expansion of a non-conforming use for the expansion of an underground injection control facility. We have been advised by our solicitor, after asking questions about the special exception component of that description, if that was correct. We have been informed that this is not a special exception. So when I came here earlier to do my homework and go through the various details, as you can see, with my sticky notes of reviewing all of the various elements of the ordinance and honed in on section 403 under special exceptions, that it indeed is not applicable this evening. So I wanted to make note of that so that the audience understood that piece of it. The law is clear, as you have heard, that we have no authority to regulate this industry or prevent it from expanding based on this specific request that was asked of us this evening. As you heard, the matter was decided when the first Sedat well was granted and went before the Common Pleas Court in 2018 and then appealed to the Commonwealth Court. And I too am concerned about a second injection well in this community. You can very easily Google my name and you can see where I work. And you can probably even Google a little further and see that I testified at the EPA hearing for this first injection well. I'm sure that's no shock to folks in this audience. So as a professional who is concerned about those environmental exposures that impact public health, this is very hard. But we have to abide by the law and put forth what we know is, or what we believe is the best way to proceed with this particular request this evening. So with that, I think that it's important to state these comments from each of us this evening, which we've never frankly gone into detail with in the zoning hearing board with these decisions before. But we felt as though we owed it to our community, our neighbors, our residents, to explain why we are hampered this evening in terms of what the law provides and the latitude that we have for this particular case. What we want to encourage you all to do is to attend the EPA hearings, to attend the DEP hearings, and share your frustrations and your concerns. But I will also say to Pennico, as we have done with other applicants, when we have had neighbors come and testify with a case that's before us with their concerns about the variance request that is being brought forth, is that we as a community want to make certain that we have businesses operating in this community that are, I think the term that was used earlier, being a good neighbor, frankly. And so you've heard a lot of instances, at least a half dozen instances, where folks in the community have concerns that you're not being a good neighbor. And so even though it's beyond our purview, we are asking you to reach out to each of those individuals that you heard this evening and understand what the issues are and how you might be able to help and support them. We are concerned about the truck traffic. We are concerned about air quality. We are concerned about water quality, but those are beyond our purview in our vote this evening, unfortunately. So with that, there's no other discussion, then we will take a vote. So all in favor for the expansion of a non-conforming use for the expansion of an underground injection control facility at 1815 Old Leechburg Road. Please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And those opposed?
I oppose.
Motion carries.
Attorney Cashman, your variance request